Hello, my wonderful friends. It is time once again for another story. I'm scared of this one, but we're gonna go into it anyway. Mainly worried because this one's marked NSFW, so, it could be a lot of things. These marks that are put on Reddit are done by the users, so here we go. This is A Brief History of PB, the CoomLord. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Reading all of your stories has made me revisit old memories. I was a cringy nerd in middle school, moving around every 2 to 4 years, military dependent. Left me desperate for friends and acceptance, so I always bonded with those easiest to infiltrate. Outcasts, weirdos, edgelords, neckbeards, etc. You know the ones. I met some amazing friends. I still have to this day. But we're not here for that. We're here for the weird shit, aren't we? The first main neckbeard that stands out in my mind is PB. We met when I returned from living overseas to attend college in the Midwest. I was staying in a rural town with an aunt and uncle and cousins over the summer until the dorms opened up, and my closest cousin introduced me to their neighbor from a few miles away. Happy to know someone else my age, I worked hard to gain entry into this new friend group. Though they were all burnouts, it was pretty nice to be accepted. PB's appearance was average for a 17 to 19-year-old guy. I was a year or two older, but not wise enough to avoid eventually dating him. Always in some kind of stained and raggedy Marvel PJ pants or old band/video game/anime shirt that he didn't dress or maintain himself well, showering every 2 to 4 days. Ew. It is still a mystery to me how his hair was always still noticeably greasy. It's disgusting. PB was nice, but emotionally manipulative, and very talented at guitar. I fell prey to his suave musical charms, and how much of a self-made man he was, living in his parents' remodeled shop/apartment for free, and working for his dad a few days a week. He had zero aspirations. I think he was betting on being famous. And for a time, it was a refreshing change of pace for me. All-nighters playing video games and watching shit movies. My first time ever playing Fallout New Vegas was here. We skinny dipped in a river in August. It wasn't all bad. There's some pretty fun memories. Curiously, he was an anime maniac and didn't have a waifu, just a reverence for old Toonami stuff we both grew up on. His family accepted and adored me, the polite overachiever, and made it very clear that I was always welcome. But PB was kind of a pig. As the main hangout spot for 4 to 5 nerds/girlfriends/friends of friends, you can imagine that the place became kind of dirty pretty fast. There were bugs. You couldn't walk barefoot because of all the dirt and grime. PB thought it was funny to mix old foods in his fridge and leave it as a science experiment to grow. Guess who eventually would have to clean all that? Yeah. I spent so much time there that I would clean for him like a little maid. Sometimes the guys would feel guilty and help me out for a bit. Grizz, an oversized regular, would help me when he was around. He had a crush on me. Some of them called me Mom, even though we were all the same age. PB had, quote, the worst luck with girls. And it's because he would fixate on one perfect, skinny, talented dancer that he had dated in high school. Because he had it once, he obviously always deserved to have girls of this caliber and didn't understand why they wouldn't stay with him for the long term. I'm remembering the briefest hint of a possible statutory situation drama. I think her father threatened to report him if he didn't stop seeing her, so no, not a good look. Dude, I'm sorry the love of your life didn't want to get married and live in your parents' converted garage at 15. Maybe you should get over it. I'm suddenly filled with hate. How are you? But yes, PB and I eventually dated. I want to say for about 4 to 6 months. I recall being disgusted enough with his bed, full, that I brought my own pillow over. His was a different color where his head would rest. I just threw up a little in my mouth. I'm sorry. Continue. Remember when I said he was greasy? Yeah, his bed, pillow, sheets, comforter, all bad. Dirty. But his pillows were the worst. Saturated and dirty enough that it didn't matter how much you washed them. That discoloration would just not come out. Sometimes I'd wake up with bug bites on me. I don't think it was bed bugs because it never followed me to the dorms, but who knows. It was gross, and I don't know why I put up with it. It was probably fleas. While he didn't have any fingerless gloves, he did wear the occasional fedora. Oh, did he? He was an accomplished gate guard of media, and a favorite hobby of his was shit-talking other people's taste in anything, but especially music, to the point of insulting their intelligence. Classy. He always knew more, knew better, and was happy to say so. He was the kind of arguer that would only stop when you called his shit. One of the friends that I met through PB was Grizz. We'll talk about him later. Bedroom activities were average. Not really remarkable, except for one instance that has been seared into my brain. I can't remember most of my childhood or adolescence, but I do remember this. Fooling around alone in my dorm, I was gonna go down on him. He just finished a little early. Ever the dedicated seductress, I decided to help him. He hesitantly tried to stop me with a half-hearted, "I don't really have to." And I can't help but feel that he knew. He knew what was about to happen. Well, I do my thing to help clean up things, and for the briefest moment, I notice something isn't right. The consistency is wrong. Nobody likes a quitter, and I didn't want to hurt his feelings, but it was, lumpy. I'm trying not to vomit, I'm sorry. Parts seem older and more congealed than others, like clotting blood or spoiled milk glob. You have a wonderful way with words, my friend, but you're killing me. I struggled to describe this, but even with a strong stomach, I wanted to gag and spit this all out. It was disgusting, and I never did it again with him after that. I've also never encountered it since. We didn't talk about the incident, though I'm sure he knew what happened. I gave him shit about his diet after this. Oh, I didn't mention that yet, but you already know. Soda, fast food with the odd meal of mom and dad was all he ate. He grew bored the longer I was in college until it got to the point that he made no effort to see me at all. We didn't have any dates, besides him occasionally paying for me a nicer place than Taco Bell or McDonald's. I think he took me to Chick-fil-A once. I was okay with that mostly, but it did suck. Eventually, he broke up with me over text because he started talking to a girl who was still in high school and decided that she was the one for him. What a fucking creep. It sucked being the one broken up with, but whatever. I was ecstatic to hear that she later had zero interest in him and rejected every advance. It's 10 years later. He's still in about the same spot, but I think he's a little more self-aware. Living with an ex-girlfriend in a weird limbo situation for some reason. There'll be a part 2. It'll focus on Grizz if there's interest, and thanks for sticking around and reading. I should have listened to your warning. I was not prepared for that part. I will forever pay for my unprepared nature. Oh my god. I mean, everybody who follows this channel, if you don't already know my specific outlook on those fellers who like them a little too young, if you know what I'm saying, it's hate. It's pure hate. I'm getting a lot of that right now. It's fighting the nausea. It's like a horrible war going on, and no matter who wins, I fucking lose. Oh, what a fucking asshole this dude is. That was just totally uncomfortable. Like, I know there weren't specific horrible examples, but that... Wow. Just wow. I don't know, man. That was just some shit. And just... I can't speculate too heavily on whatever his situation is. I want to say a lot of it has to do with that kind of... the kind of depression that also is, like, heavily involved in his own ego. Like, Do Dirty thinks he's great at something, so he doesn't have to be better at anything else, but the fact that he's not getting recognized for how great he is at the thing means that he always feels like he's not doing anything. I know that's incredibly specific, but it's a thing. Also, I said thing like 30 times in a row, but it happened. So, yeah, I mean, just, oh, man, that, I can't imagine putting up with that, but, yeah, the bites that you're talking about, probably fleas. I would not be surprised fleas. That very much is a thing, and, oh, it's not good. The reason I know this, which I'm sure is why some of you are probably going to ask, is, as some of you know, I do have a history with Neckbeard quote-unquote friends in the past, and they lived like that, and fleas were very much a thing. They also didn't necessarily have to own an animal for that to happen, if you catch my meaning. Yeah. So I don't really know what to make of this dude. He seems like a perpetual slacker, but, you know, I guess that's his choice. It's honestly quite disturbing that he decided to target someone that young, but I guess that's the only place that he considers in his life he was successful, which goes from being, like, really horrific because of the person's age to just, like, the most pathetic thing. I can't decide which is worse, because that's pretty fucking pathetic, bro. But that's the end of this story, so thank you all for being here, and I actually think I've found part 2 of this, so there will be another part. I hope you all enjoyed this, and if you did, make sure to do the whole YouTube thing with the like, comment, subscribe, and, you know, that. If you have a story you'd like to send me, you can send it to r/Moonhorse Stories. I check it every day, so I will see it. And if you'd like to make sure that we can keep doing this, whatever it is that I'm doing with my life, you can do that by buying something from the merch store. There's a lot of stuff in there. It's pretty cool. There's designs for everything, and my wonderful artist friends worked very hard on them. So I hope you like them too. Also, there's sales all the time. Just, you know, keep an eye out. I would tell you what they are, but there's no telling when you're actually listening to this. So, yeah, there's really no point in that. Either way, I'll see you all in the next video. I love you all, and goodbye.